Hey, let's talk summer reading. So, my name is Miss Taylor, and I've been an English teacher for 4 years now, going into my fifth year next year. And I've been teaching AP literature for 3 years now. And so, what I'm here to talk about today is the books that you should read for your AP literature class over the summer. I'm going to be starting my summer reading that I'm also assigning to my students because this year we are reading 3 new books for summer reading. Traditionally, in the past, I've had my students read 1984 by George Orwell. I think this is an incredible book and a really great summer read for a couple different reasons. One, the dystopian genre I think is incredible, and I think it's a really cool and interesting thing to get into, especially over the summer if you don't feel like reading so much. The only reason we're actually not reading this is because next year, super excited about this, my school is starting a dystopian literature course. So I had a bit of a hand this year in crafting the curriculum for that and getting that approved by our board. 1984 is like the main novel that they're going to be reading, which is really cool. So we're not reading 1984. Instead, we have some other choices. The first book that the students are going to be reading, and I am also going to be reading along with them because I haven't read this book. I'm really excited, honestly, to kind of dive in. The first one is Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison. Invisible Man was published in 1952, and it follows the experience of a Black man living in America post-World War II. He does not have a name. That's kind of a big part of the novel, and a recurring theme is that he feels invisible. And while he's not physically invisible, he's kind of metaphorically invisible in terms of people not being able to see him due to prejudice and other different types of like racial profiling that happens in the novel. I've not read this, so I don't really know too much about it. And my plan is at the end of the summer to come back and do kind of like a mini review on all 3 books. Invisible Man was actually referenced 35 times on the last kind of 50 years of AP literature exams, which is the biggest reason why I chose it as the novel that we're going to read as our required read. It is so versatile. So my students have to read Invisible Man. That's a required read. And then they have to read one other book, but they have a choice between 2 different books. Our choices are between Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte and Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. Again, I haven't read either of these books. I'm halfway through right now, Wuthering Heights. Oh, I hate to say I'm not loving it. It follows the story of Charlotte and Heathcliff, 2 of the characters who are kind of in this mixed up, messy love story situation. It's told through several different perspectives, which I also think is really interesting. I'm planning on talking a lot about like what unreliability in a narrator looks like too, along with this book. Again, I'll come back and give a full review on it. It is such a classic, and I really do like it for the themes that are going on with the ideas of the unlikable characters and the way that Emily Bronte constructs her narrative too, as well, from what I'm seeing, is so interesting. While I'm not loving so much the plot line, I can definitely see why it's of literary merit. I'm excited to keep reading. My plan is to finish it within the next 2 weeks. At the end of the summer, I'll have a full review for you. This book was actually referenced 31 times on AP exams, so I think that's why it makes kind of a really good tool to have in your tool belt as you're going into AP literature. Last but not least, we have Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. Great Expectations follows the life of an orphan named Pip. Throughout the novel, Pip is kind of haunted by his past. He also learns a lot about his own heart and what that experience is like in terms of forming relationships with people. And we're seeing a lot of really memorable scenes through this book. I don't really have too much of an opinion on it as of right now. I haven't read it, and I'm really excited to read it. Just as a quick little review, we can read Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison. You can read Wuthering Heights by Charlotte Bronte, or you can read Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. Or if you are like my students, you could read all 3, which would be super cool. And you'll be super ready and extra prepared walking into your AP literature test, as well as walking into your AP literature class. Because being able to read books like this is going to give you such a larger repertoire of not only vocabulary, but also themes and ideas and experiences that you may not have gotten in the class just by itself. Plus, I also think that the kind of experience of reading the book on your own over the summer and having to come up with your own conclusions and draw your own ideas out of it before walking into a classroom is so meaningful. So Check these books out and keep checking out my channel for hopefully more videos. Definitely one at the end of the summer as a review for all 3 books, and more information all about AP literature, writing, and everything you need to do super well in your English class.